60 to 90 days. That is the typical credentialing gap before you can bill a single patient at your new position. At the 2025 National EM median total compensation of $397,648, that gap represents $65,000 to $99,000 in delayed income. Add tail coverage from your prior employer if they are not providing it, $30,000 to $60,000 for a 3-year employment period. You are potentially $100,000 or more in the hole before your first paycheck arrives. This is why signing bonuses exist, and this is why you need to ask for them correctly. A signing bonus is not a gift. It is not extra compensation. It is transition cost offset, and employers understand this framing. Your transition costs include the income gap during credentialing, tail coverage from your prior employer, relocation expenses, and the opportunity cost of exclusivity clauses that prevent moonlighting during your first months. When you frame a signing bonus as transition support rather than compensation augmentation, you give the employer a rational, defensible reason to approve it. They can justify it internally. Here is what the market is actually paying by setting. CMG positions in rural or critical access settings, $40,000 to $80,000. Suburban CMG contracts, $10,000 to $30,000. Urban high-volume CMG positions, $10,000 to $25,000. Hospital-employed rural positions, $30,000 to $60,000. Hospital-employed suburban positions, $15,000 to $40,000. Academic positions, $5,000 to $15,000, sometimes nothing. The broader market shows ranges from 0 at academic centers up to $250,000 for rural high-need positions. Community hospital-employed positions typically run $50,000 to $150,000. Timing determines everything. Before signing, maximum leverage. You have something they want, your signature. At renewal, moderate leverage, significantly less. Mid-contract, essentially no leverage for a signing bonus. The time for this conversation is before you sign. Every signing bonus comes with a repayment obligation. The clawback clause is the single most important term attached to any signing bonus. Standard structure, 2-year proration. Leave in month 1, you owe the full amount back. Leave at month 12, you owe half. Leave at month 24, you owe nothing. But contracts vary dangerously. Some require total repayment if you leave within 12 months, not prorated, all of it. Read the clawback provision word by word. The clawback itself is negotiable. First, negotiate the proration start date. Push for it to begin after credentialing completes, not from your contract signature date. Second, negotiate triggering events. If the employer terminates you without cause, the clawback should be voided entirely. Third, examine the definition of voluntary termination carefully. The words you use when making the ask determine the response you get. What does not work? I want more money up front. I deserve a signing bonus. What works? I am looking for support with the transition costs, specifically the credentialing gap and relocation expenses. Exact language for the initial ask. I am excited about this opportunity. As I am working through the logistics, I am looking at a 60 to 90-day credentialing period plus relocation costs. Is there signing bonus support available to help offset the transition? If they offer below market, based on the actual transition costs I am calculating, tail coverage from my current position plus the credentialing gap, I was hoping we could get closer to your target number. The signing bonus negotiation reveals something about your future employer. How they respond to a reasonable, professionally framed request tells you how they will respond to every compensation conversation over the life of that contract. Pay attention to that signal. Run your contract through the ClauseLine analyzer at clauseline.com/analyzer.